Let's solve, or rather simplify rational expressions. So, for example, if we have 3a plus 9b over a plus 3b, that is going to be equal, so 3a plus 9b, we have common factor 3. Whoever is struggling with common factor, I have a video how to take common factor, and to find common factor there is another video, LCD and LCM. I'll put at the end of the video, okay? So it will be left 3 plus b. So if I take 3 out, 3a divided by 3 is a. 9b divided by 3 is 3b. At the bottom, in denominator, there is nothing to change. A plus 3b. So a plus 3b, a plus 3b, canceling, and the answer is 3. Okay. Next one. 3x plus 6 x squared plus 2x. Okay, let's see. In the numerator, common factor is going to be 3. So in parentheses will be left 3x divided by 3 is going to be x. 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2. In denominator, x squared plus 2x, common factor is x. If I take x out, so x squared divided by x is going to be x, right? And 2x divided by x, it's going to be 2. So x plus 2 are canceling, and we get the answer 3 over x. Okay, next one. X squared plus 4x minus 5 over x squared minus 4. Okay, let's see if we can factor the trinomial here in numerator. So to factor it, 1x is coming here, 1x is coming here. Whoever doesn't know this method, you can watch, please, factoring quadratic expression of the format ax plus bx plus c, and that will help you to understand. So we need to find two numbers that multiplication will give you -5, addition will give you 4. That number, so if we have -5, that means one is positive, one is negative, right? Multiplication. And the bigger number has to be positive because here we have positive. So it is going to be plus 5 and -1. Now at the bottom, x squared minus 4, it's a difference of squares. Also there is a video you can open and watch. So that will be equal x minus 2, x plus 2. Okay, anything we can cancel here? No, we cannot cancel anything. So it is the way it is. We are moving on. Next one. X squared minus x minus 30, 5x squared plus 24x and minus 5. Okay, numerator is a trinomial. We can break down. If it's breakable, then we will break down. So not every trinomial you can factor it, obviously. So let's see, x is here, x is here. We have to find two numbers that multiplication will give us negative 30. Addition will give us negative 1. So I say these numbers are going to be 6 and 5. Because I have here 1, difference is 1. That means these two numbers have to follow each other. 3, 4, or 4, 5, 4, 5, or 5, 6, right? So difference would be 1. At this point, I say, because we have negative 1, that means biggest number is going to be negative. Therefore, 6 will be negative, 5 will be positive. Okay? Now, the second one, 5x squared plus 24x minus 5. You can find also a video for factor for the format ax squared plus bx plus c. But we, at the same time, now we will do practicing here. Okay, let's see what we can do. 5x squared plus 24x and minus 5. Okay? So we are going to assign to 0. Let's see, discriminant is going to be b squared minus 4 ax squared plus bx plus c. So discriminant is b squared minus 4. Again, whoever doesn't know, turn to the video, ax squared plus bx plus c. So b squared is going to be 24 squared, all right, minus 4 times a, which is 5, and c is negative 5. All right, so 24 squared, that is going to be 576. Minus 4 times 5 is 20, 20 times 5 is 100. Now we have negative here, and when we multiply we are getting positive, and we will get 676. Okay, next what we are going to do is find out x1 and x2. So x1 is equal b, negative b, plus minus square root d over 2a, x1 comma 2. So negative b, when I look, it's going to be negative 24, because b is 24, negative b will be negative 24. And square plus minus square root of 676, and that will be over 2 times a is 5, 2 times 5. So x1 and 2 is equal negative 24 plus minus square root of 676 is 26 divided by 10. All right, from here, excuse me, x1 is equal negative 24 minus 26 over 10. That will be negative 50 over 10, and it's negative 5. x2 is going to be negative 24 plus 26 over 10. That will be positive 2 over 10, which is 1 and 5, 1/5. All right, 1/5. So if I break it down based on formula, I have to have a times x minus x1, x minus x2. Okay, let's see. My x is, a is how much? 5, right? Here it is, 5. So I'm writing down 5. And then first put this 1/5, see, minus x1, so it will be x minus 1 over 5. And then x minus, what is second one, is negative 5. So if I do minus negative 5, I will end up with plus 5, right? Okay, and finally I distribute 5. I get 5x minus 1, x plus 5. Finally we got it. So writing down here, 5x minus 1. Oh, I have to have blue color. Minus 1 and for x plus 5. So what do we have? We are canceling here. And the answer is going to be x minus 6, 5x minus 1. All right. Next question. X squared plus x minus 30 over x squared minus 36x. So what can I do here? Again, I have trinomial, quadratic expression. Let's see if we can break it down. Here is x, here is x. So which two numbers multiplication will give you negative 30, addition will give you positive 1. Like I said, every time you have here 1, that means, okay, let me see. Every time you have 1, that means numbers are going to be one after another, right? Put here 1. So numbers are going to be one after another. Let me see. That's going to be plus, and since addition, it's going to give us positive. So biggest number is going to be positive, right? So I put there plus 6. Here I put minus 5. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. 6 minus 5 is 1. Okay, at the bottom, meaning in denominator, x squared minus 36x. We have common factor x, right? And we get x minus 36. Well, this is not interesting. Let me make it cube, x cube will be more interesting. So if it's cube, then if I take x out, x cubed divided by x, I'll get x squared. Okay, yeah, of course, this will be much more interesting. So result we are going to get is x plus 6, x minus 5. Okay, this x gonna stay the way it is, but x squared minus 6, it's a formula, remember, difference of squares. So it's gonna be x minus 6 times x plus 6. Because x squared is a x to power 2, 36 is a 6 to power 2. So if you open up a plus b, a minus b. Can we cancel here? Yes, x plus 6. And the answer is x minus 5 on the top. And at the bottom, x times x minus 6. And we are done with this one. Okay, let's do this one. 12 minus 2x and 3x squared minus 18x. All right. Let me clean all this because this was all drafting. Okay. And at the same time make space, huh? All right, so what do we have here? 12 minus 2x. I can take common factor 2. I will have 12 divided by 2 is 6. 2x divided by 2 is x. So 3x squared minus 18x, common factor is going to be between 3 and 18. 3 is going to be common factor. And between x squared and x is going to be common factor. So we will have x and minus 18x divided by 3x is going to be 6. Here we are getting very interesting situation. 6 minus x minus 6. Is it equal? Of course not. It's like 3 minus 2 is not equal to 2 minus 3. How we are going to do it? So, let me show you here something. If I have 6 minus x and I put negative sign in front of it, will I get negative 6 plus x or x minus 6? I can, right? So if I can put negative 6 in front and flip the sign. So if I put 2 here, see this negative sign, when you apply, you flipped x minus 6, which means x minus 6 is equal negative 6 minus x. You put negative sign and you flip the terms in the parentheses. Okay. So 2 times I will put negative sign in front. So instead of 6 minus 6, I will have x minus 6 because I put already negative sign in front. At the bottom I have 3x and x minus 6. All right, x minus 6 is gone and we get negative 2 over 3x. Okay, next one. 5x squared minus 4x minus 1 minus x squared. Okay, let's see how we're going to solve it. The bottom is easy. It's a difference of squared. Let me write down. Right? Because we get a squared minus b squared. It's a minus b, a plus b. Now, different story is with the numerator. We have to break it down again to factor. So, 5x squared, and I'm representing as a equation, put equals 0. I need to find discriminant, which is equal b squared minus 4ac. And here I have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so b squared minus 4 times a times c. So b is negative 4, so b squared will be negative 4 squared will be 16 minus 4 times a is 5 and c is negative 1. So we have 16 plus, because we have negative here and here will give you plus 4 times 5, which gonna be 20, and that's equal 36. Next, we need to find x12 is equal negative b. My b is negative 4, so negative b will be positive 4 plus minus square root discriminant, which is 36, and over 2 times a, and a is 5. So from here, x12 is equal 4 plus minus square root of 36 is 6, and here we get 10. So x1 is equal 4 plus 6 is 10 over 10 will be 1. x2 will be equal 4 minus 6 over 10. It's going to be negative 2 over 10 or 1 over 5, negative 1/5. Okay, so applying the formula, Vieta, so we can break down as a times x minus x1, x minus x2. All right. So our A is 5. X minus negative 1/5, so which will become positive 1/5. And x minus 1. So let's distribute this 5. We will get 5x plus 1 and x minus 1. Okay, this is what we got. 5x plus 1, x minus 1. All right. Wow, we have 1 minus x and we have x minus 1. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put negative sign in front and flip. Instead of x minus 1, put 1 minus x. That's all. 1 minus x, 1 plus x, just like I did somewhere here. 6 minus x, x minus 6 there. Okay, so 1 minus x, 1 minus x is gone, and the answer is negative 5x plus 1, 1 minus x. And we are done. Next one, a squared plus 4ab minus 5b squared over 7a squared plus 34ab and minus 5b squared. Okay, let's see. So a squared, it's kind of our x squared. So I can break it down, a and a, right? Let's see if we can factor it like that. So if I write down a squared plus, instead of 4ab, I'll write down 4ba. Okay, 4b will be coefficient of a, just like if I would put 4x squared plus 4bx. So 4b would be coefficient of 4x, and minus available term is 5b squared, right? Okay. So let's see. So two terms that multiply have to be negative 5b squared, and if I add, it's going to be positive 4b. So what is going to be, since negative 5b squared, that means one going to be positive, one negative. And because 4b is positive, that means the greater number is going to be positive. So I am thinking to take 5b here and minus b here. That's going to be 5b times negative b will give me negative 5b squared, and 5b and negative b will give me 4b. Okay, so we got it, which is going to be a plus 5b a minus b. Okay, now next one, 7a squared plus 34ab and minus 5b squared. Again, I'm rewriting as a 7a squared plus 34ba, because a is represented as a x squared, right? So it's going to be 7 as an x squared, and then plus 34bx, and then minus 5b squared. So it will be minus 5b squared. So our variable is going to be a squared, because see, if I represent as an x, so it's going to be x squared, and then a squared, and then a. And 34 is going to be as our coefficient, right? 34b. Okay, let's see what we can do. Now, in this case, we have 7, which is a coefficient. So therefore, we are going to go through discriminant and calculating x1, x2. Now, first of all, I mentioned the last time, I'm mentioning now, we always have to check if there is common factor. So 7, 34, 56. Can I take any common factor from here? What do you think? Can 7 become our common factor? No, because 34 you cannot divide by 7. Although 56 you can divide, it will be 8, but 34 is not divisible by 7. Therefore, we cannot, there is no common factor, and we have to apply formula ax squared plus bx plus c. And therefore, we need to assign equals 0. We need to take it as an equation and solve it. So first of all, we need to take discriminant, which is equal b squared minus 4ac. All right, let's do it. Discriminant is equal b squared. Let me write out here. A is equal 7, right? B is equal 34b. It's just a coincidence, same letter, otherwise it's not the same. Okay, it's 34b, and available term is equal negative 5b squared. All right, let's do it. B squared, which is going to be 34b squared, and minus 4 times a, which is 7, and then times negative 5b squared. So what do we get here? 34 squared. That is going to be 1,156 b squared, and then minus 4 times 7 is 28, and then times 5 it's going to be 140. But so because we have negative sign here and we have negative sign here, we will end up adding. So it's going to be 140 b squared. So how much it will be? So 140 plus 1,156, it's going to be 1,296 b squared. Okay, next we need to find x12. So no, let me see. Okay, so x12 formula is equal negative b plus minus discriminant d over 2a. All right, let's do it. x12 is equal negative b, how much is my b? 34b, which will be negative 34b plus minus square root discriminant 1,296 b squared, right? Okay, and divided by 2 times a is 7 right here. So how much it's going to be? It's going to be negative 34b plus minus 1,296, its square root, it's going to be 36b. square root of b squared is going to be b, and that is over 14. So, all right, so x1 is equal, so negative 34b plus 36b, it's going to be negative 34 plus 36, it's going to be 2b over 14. It's going to be 1 and 7, b over 7. x2 is going to be equal negative 34b minus 36b over 14 is equal negative 70b over 14, which is equal negative 5b. Okay, again applying formula Vieta, x minus x1, x minus x2. Okay, our a is, where is it? Right here is 7. Let's apply. 7 times x minus, how much is my x1? b over 7. And x minus, how much is x2? Negative 5 over 6. So since here also have negative, will become positive 5b. Okay. And lastly, I am distributing this 7. I will get 7x plus, minus b. And here we get x plus 5b. So what do we have here? 7x minus b and x plus 5b. All right. Actually, instead of x we have a, right? Yeah, for the very let me see. No, it's a everywhere instead of x. Okay, let me see. It has to be a because our variable is acting as an a. All right, a plus 5b. I can correct here also a1 2 because instead of x we are treating as a a1 2, which is here will be a1 and here will be a2. So x minus x1, so instead of x we have a, so it's going to be a minus b over 7. Here also will be a plus 5b, and the result is 7a minus b and a plus 5b. Okay, we corrected. So, and what do we have here? I'm canceling a plus 5b, and I will have a minus b over 7a minus b. Okie dokie. So, we solve that. Okay. Let's see. Next, something interesting. Those one were a little bit, not challenging, I would say a little bit longer to solve. Okay, solve next one, which is interesting. 5x, let me come here. Plus 6 squared and then 25x squared plus 15x minus 18. All right? So, what we are going to do here, 5x plus 6 squared, it's going to stay. There's nothing I can do right now. Now, looking at the denominator, 25x squared plus 15x plus minus 18. There is no common factor, obviously, because 18 you can divide by either 3 or 6 or 2 or 9, and none of them is dividable. So we are going to solve, again, 25x squared plus 15x minus 18. Let's check if it's, since in numerator I have perfect square, right? This is perfect square, a plus b squared. So I'm going to check if the bottom also can be perfect square. So usually when somewhere you have some formula, so the other part also you want to look it up, check it if the denominator also have the same format of perfect square, let's say, or difference of squared. Okay, so usually they are connected. If one part has one type of binomial or trinomial, the other one also is going to boil down to that one. So since we have perfect square, 5x plus 6 squared, let's see if we can have perfect square. Let's check it. 25x squared plus 15x minus 18. Okay, let's see. 25x squared, can I write down as a 5x squared? Okay, I do. 18. I have here negative. That will solve everything. Yeah, I have negative, so I cannot have negative because no number squared will give me negative, and besides, I'm looking, I have 18, no number squared will give me 18. Okay, then we are going back and factor it via discriminant and x12. Let me solve it real quick because I have already gone slow in several occasions. So I'm going to solve here real quick. So discriminant is equal b squared, which is going to be negative 15. 15 squared. Minus 4 times a is 25 and c is 18. Okay, 15 squared is going to be 225. Whoever want to learn how fast square numbers that ends with 5, open please math tricks video in my channel, math channel, and you can see I describe there how within 1 minute you can square numbers that ends with 5. Next, 4 times 25 is 100. 100 times 18, 1,800. Okay, so since it's a minus, and we have here minus, right? Because this is minus. Let me put in parentheses. 25 times negative 18, because we have minus. Let me clean this 25, make sure it's working clean. Okay, so we will end up 225 plus 1,800. All right, and we are getting, let me see, 5, 2, 10, 1 and 2, 2025. Okay, I'm curious, 2025, it's going to be 45. So watch math tricks and you will find out why I am figuring out real quickly without any calculator. Okay, so x12 from here is equal negative b, which is 15, and negative b will be negative 15, plus minus 2025 over 2a, 2 times 25. That is equal negative 15 plus minus, it's going to be 45 over 50. All right, x1 is equal, so negative 15 plus 45 over 50 is equal 30 over 50. This 0 is gone with this 0, 3 over 5, and x2 is equal negative 15 minus 45 over 50 is going to be negative 560 over 50. So 0 is gone, 6 over 5. Okay, and so to write down in the format a times, my a is 25 x minus 3 over 5 and x minus and negative 6 over 5 will be plus 6 over 5. Okay, so since both parentheses have fraction, that means it's 25, I'm going to split between two parentheses. So since both of them have 5 and 25 is a 5 times 5, I'm going to write down this way, 5 times x minus 3 over 5, because I won't get rid of this fraction. Therefore, I'm splitting 25, 5 and 5, x plus 6 over 5. And I'm going to get 5x minus 3 and 5x plus 6. Okay, we got it. So let me bring it here finally. 5x minus 3. And here I have 5x plus 6. Okay, here I have 5x plus 6 squared. Here I have 1. So this 5x plus 6 is gone. And instead of 2, we have 1. So the answer is going to be 5x plus 6 and over 5x minus 3. Okie dokie. It's a little bit longer calculation, but we are doing good, right? Next one. Okay. Let me see how we are going to solve next one. This one is interesting. So 3x squared plus 16x minus 12 over 30 minus 6 minus x squared. Why did I say this one is interesting? Look at that. X squared is at the end. It's again, we have trinomial, but x squared is at the end, plus it's negative. So what I'm going to do, rewrite 3x squared plus 16x minus 12. So since it's negative, I'm going to take negative out and change every single sign in parentheses. So negative x squared will become positive x squared, minus x will become positive x. 30 was positive, it become negative. So I took negative out and put in the order of quadratic expression. So square from highest degree to lowest degree. Okay, so again, when I took negative out, I flipped every single sign in parentheses. Negative became positive, positive became negative. Which means here at the bottom, meaning in denominator, so I'm going to have, if I factor it, it's very easy to factor because we have 30 and here we have 1. So obviously it's going to be two numbers following each other. It's going to be 5 and 6. So since 30 is negative, so which means one is going to be positive, one is negative. So if this is positive, which means bigger number going to be positive. Plus 6 comes here. minus 5 comes here. 6 times negative 5, negative 30. 6 minus 5 is 1. Okay, and the other one, there is no, in numerator, I cannot take common factor. So 16 and 12 divisible by 4, but then we have 3x squared. Therefore, let me go real quick over that. 3x squared plus 16x minus 12, put equals 0, so I can find out discriminant. And the x12, discriminant is equal. So b squared, which is going to be 16 squared, minus 4 times a is 3, c is negative 12 times negative 12. So we will end up adding. So 1816 and negative here, negative here. We will end up adding. It's going to be plus 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Right? And that's equal 1960. Okay. Next. Something I don't like here. Let me see. 16 squared. Let me check on calculator if I did something wrong. 200. Oh, duh. How did I get 16? 256. Okay, and plus 144. So we get 400. Nice number. I'm wondering what I squared instead of 16. So 400. All right. So discriminant is equal 400. So x12 from here is equal negative b. So b is 16. That's mean negative b. Negative 16 plus minus discriminant, which is 400 over 2a, 2 times 3. So x1 is equal negative 16 plus 20 over 6. x2 is equal negative 16 minus 20 over 6. So here we get 4 over 6 or 2 over 3. Here we get negative 36 over 6 or negative 6. Okay, our a is 3. Therefore, we are going to have 3 times x minus 2/3 and x minus negative 6. So it will be plus 6. Distributing 3x minus 2, x plus 6. Okay, 3x minus 2, x plus 6. So x plus 6 is gone with x plus 6, and the answer is negative 3x minus 2 over x minus 5. So not to leave there negative, I can do either 2 minus 3x, right? If I apply this negative 3x minus 2, it's going to be negative 3x plus 2, right? Distribute. Or just not to have negative sign in front, I can put 2 minus 3x, which is here I have it. So when you apply negative, all you do, flip the switch with positions. Instead of 3x minus 2, you end up with 2x minus 2 minus 3x over x minus 5. Or I can apply this negative to the new denominator, which will be 3x minus 2, and instead of x minus 5, I can write down 5 minus x. Same thing. And that's it. We solved. Okay. And the last one, and I am done. 12 minus 3x over 4x squared minus 16x. Okay, let's see what we can do. In numerator, I can clearly see common factor 3. It's going to be 4 minus x in denominator, common factor, what do we have? 4 and x, right? Between 4 and 16, take 4 out. And then between x squared and x, it's x coming out. It's going to be x minus 4. Okay, so what do we have? 4 minus x, x minus 4. If I put negative sign in front, then I can flip either 4 minus x or x minus 4. Let's flip this one, x minus 4. 4 minus x, here 4x, I have 4 minus x because of this negative sign. Okay, the result is 4 minus x, 4 minus x, and the answer is negative 3 over 4x, and I am done. I hope this did help you, and I'll see you in next video.